Well, hello. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, hasn't it? And if you're new round here, yes, I turned £100 into £10,000 through reselling. And I thought it would be a good little idea to just have a review because there's quite a lot of episodes. And if you don't want to go back and watch it all, then just watch this video. So let's go back to where it all started, episode 1. I feel poor as...
So the cost of living in the UK has been increasing rapidly for what seems ages now, and with the average wage not keeping up, more and more people are looking to a side hustle. I am one of those people. Hello, that's me. Can you start a successful eBay reselling business with just £100 and no experience? Let me try it out and answer that burning question for you.
I genuinely had zero experience at this. I mean, I sold a few things during lockdown, just clearing out a few personal items, but never anything in a business aspect. And by the way, my editing is a lot better back then. I put so much more effort in. I think it's because I was trying a lot more. I dedicated a lot more time to it, which was a little bit detrimental to my income, but hey ho. It's all good fun. Anyway, let's continue the video. So how am I going to start an eBay business? Well, I've got nothing to sell at the minute, so I should probably start there.
I ventured the lengths and breadths of what Leeds city centre had to offer, 4 charity shops, and 2 hours later I had gathered my wares. It was time to head back to HQ and see what I had bought.
So the first charity shop I went to was British Heart Foundation. So I actually bought quite a lot. It was a bit of a scattergun approach. I can't believe it only took me 4 charity shops to do that. I would really like to go back and just like recreate this episode and see how I do. Because I did buy a couple of good things. I'll show you actually. There's probably not much point in watching the rest of that episode. But yeah, I managed to get 15 items, which isn't that bad really. Looking at the profit, the only good ones were the Lord's Cricket Ground seat pad and the fishing reel. Above £10 profit on both of those. Both from the same shop actually. Stumbled on some decent bits there. And I'm not going to watch this one because I didn't actually buy that much there. Because this charity superstore was not good at all. But that is the moment my channel skyrocketed a little bit. I was looking at the views coming in, I was like, oh gosh. 10k views on that video. It's not even a good video in my opinion. It has to be the word biggest, doesn't it? It hooked everyone in. Let's go to episode 10, see where we are. So I did a thing. I bought a load of things off Vinted that looked to be of value, and I want to know whether I can buy from Vinted and sell on eBay for a profit. So this was my first sort of venture into Vinted to eBay selling. I'm not a massive fan of it, in all honesty. I've tried it a couple of times now, and I don't know. It's not my favourite way to source. It's probably quite ideal for some people if they can just get stuff delivered straight to their house. But I like going out. I like going to buy things. I also quite like auctions. I know you could probably get better quality, but with the fees and the shipping, it just tightens those margins quite a bit. And I think every man and his dog's doing it now. So it's really competitive trying to buy decent items on Vinted. And I don't think I personally, when I tried it, bought decent items. Then again, I've still made some good profit from it. Let's just have a look. Like, just from this, yeah, just from this challenge.
Let's just get a total grasp of the profit. Still got some things unsold, but a total of £613 profit there. But I did have to pay £982 to get that profit. So yeah, as I said, it's just tightening the margins. From my sort of years experience in it, margin is the number one thing, because a lot of the time what you've got isn't always as good as you think it is, and you're probably going to sell it for less than you think you're going to get for it. So with that in mind, I think purchasing at a lower price is always better, obviously.
So everyone knows you can't just rely on car boot sales, obviously, because they're only on half the year, and then charity shops because they can be quite expensive sometimes. So I've bought a load of things from Vinted, mainly shoes and bags, well, just shoes and bags to be honest, to see if I can make a profit. So I haven't opened any of them yet, so let's just do that now.
Oh yeah, just one thing. You could probably see in this video how bright my face is, and you're looking at this video and it's not as bright. That's because the editing software I was using, when I imported the videos, it was just maxing out the exposure and I couldn't quite balance it. And I was paying for that software, by the way. Now I've gone to a free one. It doesn't do it anymore. And it just looks so much better. So you're not going to have that anymore. Sound quality might be a little bit better as well. Investments. So yeah, that was my first venture into the old Vinted purchases. Right, business is booming. Let's have a look at that.
So, the past week has been hectic to say the least. The eBay sales have been absolutely parabolic. So, I'm going to run through them now. First up, we sold the retro Adidas duffel bag for $15.
When I just did the sales, it was just profit. Like what was I thinking? All right, how much profit did I make in this episode then? Oh, there we go. So I made £375 profit.
Can't remember how much that was for, but I'll take it off the balance. Almost forgot about this one. Sold the vintage Doc Marten boots for £9 on Vinted. Bought them for £4, so a solid £5 profit there. So that brings the balance to a whopping £719.78.
So 16 episodes in, not bad really, to go from 100 to 700. It's pretty good.
That section, and I saw Toast, and it's like a woolly hat, I believe. Yes, it's 100% wool, and I got that for £3.50.
Can't see the price because of the exposure.
And while I was in the hat section, I was seeing some interesting hats. Interesting bucket type hats. And then this sort of woolly hat. But I noticed they had this brand,
Grevy. I've not seen them since, but if you do see them out in the wild, then get them. Because I bought 3 there. Let's get these filters on. Yeah, 3 for £9.50. All sold price, 61 quid in total. Obviously fees and postage. Almost 40 quid from 3 hats in profit. So if you ever see Grevy priced right, get it. I'm bored of that now. Let's go with this one. As you know, love a good recycling shop.
Revive Reuse Shops, the place where people take their unwanted stuff that's too good for the bin. Fantastic idea. I love it. I'm all for it. And that's why I'm going to try and attempt to visit all the Revive shops, starting with the Seacroft one. Let's go! Welcome back to another episode of the £100.
Finally, balance. 4 episodes later, I'm at £900 on the balance. Still a long way to go though. to £10,000 reselling challenge. Let's get into it, literally. Let's get into the shop. Thought I'd hit all 5 of the Revive reuse stores today and see what I can find. Starting off with the one in Seacroft.
I don't know if anyone knows, if anyone's been to this Seacroft Revive shop. I never get any signal in there, so it's really quite hard for me to research things. So my purchases tend to be a bit worse in there. There is one spot in the shop which I just go to and just get some signal, research the item. If it's shit, I'll just be like, oh, alright.
A regatta wax.
That regatta jacket. There's so much regatta just everywhere. Charity shops. It's like the M&S of like sportswear in it. That and Mountain Warehouse. Just like run-of-the-mill stuff, isn't it? But this wax jacket, obviously got it for £2 because all the clothing's £2. I think I sold it for like 25 quid, so not bad.
And a leather jacket, but just not this one, as you'll see.
Yeah, the leather jacket was good as well, I think. Genuine leather. I think I sold that for 20 on Vinted. So no fees, nice £18 profit.
A cheeky couple of quid profit there, you can't say no.
I actually do say no now, because it's not worth it, is it? A couple of quid, it's just taking up space. Like, space is just such a premium. Like, why just have something that you're only going to get a couple of quid max from? You have to sell a serious amount of volume to get anywhere with it. And I suppose during this challenge, it was just, you know, make some profit where you can. But now, I wouldn't do that, honestly.
Next one, at the Hunslet one now. Let's see if it's any good.
That was all the footage we got of the Hunslet Revive. Pretty good, wasn't it? Very, very in-depth. Honestly, I'm sick of this camera. Anyway, enough of...
That was a running theme through the challenge as well. I promise you, I'm going to be better. The production value is going to be better. The reliability is going to be better. Hopefully the content will be better. I'm not sure though. Essentially all of that was crap, apart from the weakest link. Paid £3 for that and got like £25 back. Now looking back on it, it's awful. But at the time you think, oh yeah, that'll be good, that'll be good. Nah.
Research, and they were decent. So I picked this polo shirt up for £2 also.
With that one, I think I panicked and accepted a lowball offer on that. Yeah. Bought it for £2, sold it for £5 on Vinted. I reckon now, summertime, because it was like an SPF golf polo shirt. If I put that up now, I reckon I could get like 12 quid for it, but hey ho. It's just keeping it for that long, isn't it? Just for like an extra 7 quid.
I also bought these Zambalan.
Now these were the only genuinely good purchase there. I got them for 2 quid, and I obviously had to clickbait that, didn't I? 2 quid for those.
And walking boots for £2. Sold them pretty quickly for £33. Gorgeous. Quick and smooth transition into the Huddersfield store now. Yeah, didn't record a video because I was rushing before it shut.
I don't go to the Huddersfield one. It's too far and it wasn't that good. Everything was priced a lot more. Obviously, because it's in more of a town, isn't it? So, obviously hit £1,000 there in 21 episodes. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. I do realise this video might be quite long, but it is just a full review, isn't it? Let's go to episode 30. My first experience of the 99p shop.
So you may have heard me last episode during the sales update talk about a 99p shop, and I was wondering whether it was still selling stuff for 99p, because we sold all the items we bought from that shop, 5 items in total. We made,
Maybe not my first time,
£80 worth of sales and £50 worth of profit, which is just ridiculous from under £5 paid.
I remember this one not being as fruitful, to be fair. They all just ended up being like £10 to £15 items, which when you're getting new stuff for 99p, that is sort of the aim. Like I want to be making about £10 profit, £10 to £15 profit on an item. So 99p, then it's not bad, is it really? So we actually ended up on 1700 there, because obviously you got more money to invest. It just it really does just snowball. Like I think once I got to about 3,000, it just felt really quick. Like I was just plodding on, just doing the same sort of thing, and yeah, the sales just roll in, don't they? And I think I was taking much less notice of it all. Oh, you got me there. 300% profit. What was that on then? Come on.
These caught my eye just because I like them. They are a teapot and cup set by Alma Gamea, made in Portugal, and with a bit of research, well, when I finally found the spot in the shop where I got signal, they were actually pretty good, so I bought them for £1.
They actually did well. The jug was missing its lid, but still ended up making a decent profit, I think. Yeah, well, £18 on eBay is £9.73, so it's at that like £10 mark, which is where we want to be.
And thought I'd give it a little research. Solds looked pretty healthy, but they were for wall blazers, which this was not.
And it's all about that, isn't it? It's all about the material. Wool is just a good material. Same with cashmere, linen, silk, even cotton in certain circumstances. You just don't want those like acrylic polyesters. That's something I've learned as well, especially with all the clothing. The material matters.
Got these Mountain Warehouse Extreme walking shoes for a £5. These honestly looked brand new.
18 quid on Vinted, not bad. £13 profit, big tick for me. I really want to find this 300% profit item. Just looking back, really good bits. Oh yeah, this was good to be fair, because I sold this for £22 on Vinted, and I think I got some like folk trousers as well. Yeah, they also went for £22 on Vinted, so it's just £20 profit on each of those, which is smashing, isn't it? This is what I was on about, wasn't it?
Last but not least, I got this Breitling cap for 50p and it's sold for £20. Lovely jubbly.
Nice little find that. That's why I always go in the hat section, because you can find some decent things. They only price them at like 50p or £1 in those sort of shops. So if you're picking up like a £15-20 cap, then you're laughing, aren't you? And this is about the time my views started to fall off a little bit. Don't really know why. I think because I was just doing it less frequently because I didn't have time to. But this was just sort of the beginning of me doing the auctions. But yeah, this was just a dark room and larger. I got proper vintage. Got it for 12 quid and sold it for...
It's going to be a nightmare to send.
It was a nightmare to send. But I've sort of got used to those, you know, the really big things. Because you just gotta go for it, haven't you? If there's that much profit, it doesn't really matter if it takes ages to wrap up and cardboard up. Just get them to collect it. It's great. Yeah, 170 quid on that, which is just an insane return on £12. Yeah, I had to go pick it up and stuff, but...
Tennis bag with 4 rackets in there. These are the 2 that I wanted, as you'll see in the comparables right now.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I think I got the 4 rackets and the racket bag for like £15 or something. yeah, £205 in total and almost £150 in profit. It definitely wasn't £15, it was probably more like £25 for the lot. That's why I'm always looking out for rackets, because yeah, you'll get the bog standard ones, and if you get them cheap enough, you'll sell them for like 15, 20, £25. But sometimes you get some really special ones. Same with the squash rackets, racquetball rackets, some really, really good ones. So I always keep my eye out on those. Look at that, we're halfway there, £5 grand, absolutely class.
Morning everyone, welcome back to the £100 to £10,000 reselling challenge. You join me on a miserable Thursday spring day, and I'm just about to go and source some bits, so I'm going to bring you with me.
See, even then, that wasn't that was 2 months ago there. I'm making mistakes, like this shirt. Yeah, I bought it for £1 and eventually sold it for £1 because it had holes. I was still not checking them thoroughly, and they've got holes in them, and that's just no good, is it? But then with those stinkers, you break even, but you get things like this.
These bad boys were just chilling on the floor, so I picked them up, bought them for £1, and then sold them for £40 and 45p.
Some motorbike cargo trousers there, £1 into 45, probably like 30 quid profit there. This wasn't a stinker as well. Margaret Howell t-shirt, 2 quid. I think it was 30 on Vinted. These are the things I want to be going for. These are the things that I want to be getting consistently. But it's just a learning thing, isn't it? I'm only a year in, and that'll just come with time, won't it? I don't want to be super cautious because it is all about learning at the end of the day. Sometimes you don't know until you find out the hard way. Sometimes it's not even the hard way. If you buy it cheap enough, it's not much of a risk, is it? I love this comment, by the way, first reseller to start a challenge and stick with it and share the journey. I had to, didn't I? I had to. It was a bit early there, £8 grand. Could have packed it in with a couple of grand left to go. But yeah, by the end of that episode, we were on eight and a half, basically. And that takes us to the final video. Big day today. Big day. Have I done what I set out to do almost a year ago now? I actually don't know. I've got some sales to run through. I don't know if that's going to take us over the line. It didn't. I had £9 left to go. But luckily I had some footage, and one of the first things had sold.
You, yeah. Here's Hulk! Do not scratch your eyes! You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here! What a strike! What a goal from...
That edit was pretty good with the flip, wasn't it? And there we have it. A very brief, but also very long summary of how I turned £100 into £10,000 through reselling. Sorry if this video is boring. I've not really done this kind of video before. It's more like a reaction video, isn't it? And a commentary. So yeah, I wasn't too sure how this would land. But it's nice to have a look back and see the different stages I was at, you know. Again, I'd love to go back to that first episode. I think that'll be a video. Yeah, that'll be a video I'll make in the future. What are my tips for you guys if you wanted to undertake this sort of challenge yourself? Honestly, number one thing, consistency. And do not put too much pressure on yourself, because the less you think about it, the quicker it happens, honestly. Definitely invest as much as you can back into the business, because that's how you're going to make the most money. Don't think it's going to happen overnight, because you've got so much to learn. You will make terrible purchases, but you'll also make very good ones. And over time, you're going to make more good purchases than bad purchases. So that's just a little bit of advice, really, from someone who's been through it, I guess. I'm still no guru. I've still got plenty to learn, and I will be doing that in my next challenge.